Taking the old Bora out again because I got the pack raft in there, the life jacket, the oars, water shoes, different first aid kits, everything. 41 pounds. All right. This is our staging area. Yeah, so you inflate it with these bags and then you finish it off with a tube.
Oh, with a bag even, not even a pump. Like
no, because it's 2 pounds per square inch. It's nothing for pressure. Problem today is we're gonna have a hard time seeing the sandbars, but I don't think there's too many sandbars. The river's so high. After like 4 or 5 minutes on the water, right away the rafts are the water's so cold it cools the air inside. That was bottom. Well, that didn't last long enough. It's shallow there. Yeah, go around that. There you go. At least here it's rocks if you get out. You can get out there or here. Look at where we are. Look at our gear. Woo! I got one thing to say to COVID-19. You haven't defeated me, not one bit. This is the part that's so cool. We just float down the river and then we walk across here and we intersect the trail. First time I ever did that, it just feels weird, you know? How many seconds was that?
I didn't even have time to finish my chocolate bar.
Here's the trail.
Obviously.
I'm feeling every pound of this thing. This is 41 pounds, which is, well, maybe 42. Evan gave me 2 pounds of food. This is what a decommissioned Parks Canada trail looks like. It grows over pretty quickly. You what? You didn't bring the Sony?
Yeah, not bringing the Sony loses like 3 or 4 pounds.
Tomorrow we're gonna float down this thing. We can just jump there, or
I don't even know if it's worth crossing there. Maybe. Remember you were talking about feeling all 41 pounds of your pack.
yeah.
That's what I feel crossing that.
Woohoo!
Is that the name of Hiker 6?
This is a serious obstacle again. Well, we're settled in. Not where we wanted to be on day one, but we're not complaining. What's this creek called?
Terrace.
Terrace Creek is challenging to cross, so we decided not to. It made no sense anyways, because all we were going to do was hike to another 10 miles up, only to float back to here tomorrow and then down the next day. So we thought, well, we can still do that tomorrow. We can still hike up and float back to here and further down, or we can hike up and float all the way down. We still have a ton of options, so it's not...
Or we can stay up there for the night.
Yeah, I mean, we're here for 3 days in an area that could be done in fundamentally overnight if you're so inclined. So, and the packs are heavy. They really are heavy when we're bringing the pack rafts. And then we had 2 bad lucks. So the first one was Evan accidentally dropped the pouch that held his cell phone, and then I saw him. He was stopped on the side of the water, and he was pushing down on the boat because he thought the phone was underneath the boat. So then I walked onto the other side, and luckily the phone was there and in a watertight pack, and it's all good. Then the second mishap is I took off my pack, dropped it down, and the way it fell, the trigger on my, or the safety on my bear spray fell off, and the spray just, I heard this psh, and I had a burst of about 2-3 seconds.
There was orange spray everywhere.
Yeah, and then I had it on my hands. My nose was burning, my forehead was burning. Luckily my eyes weren't, but the hip, I couldn't wash it off the hip belt properly, and it's soaked all the way through the hip belt and into my pants, so this whole side of my body burns right now. Nasty. So bad luck comes in 3. And then we got into camp here, and you saw in the video we had a raven that came and annoyed the shit out of us. And I have experience with ravens in this area in particular, and sure enough, the damn raven, I was carrying tonight's dinner, which weighs about 3 pounds, and that raven managed to grab it, move it, and pick at it. So hopefully that's our 3 bad lucks.
And if not, I always have bad luck trying to open these. Don't buy them.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. Once again, Evan. Tomorrow we need to cross this creek, which is called Terrace Creek. Doesn't look like much today, but we walked up and down and decided it wasn't worth trying to cross it today. We'll cross it tomorrow. And then Terrace right now dumps into the Alexandra, but we're gonna cross Terrace and then head further up to the headwaters of Alexandra, and then we're gonna float the Alexandra. So we had an initial plan, but the plan changed slightly, but not enough to be a downer. So it's going to be, and we're hoping that what happens here is, I think the river was running high today because it has rained quite a few days in a row. Generally, rivers like this are what we call torrential rivers, so they're flowing because there's water and rain and ice melt. Now, usually at night when it gets cooler, the melting diminishes. So usually in the morning when we wake up, we find that rivers like this will have gone down 3, 4, 5 inches. So if that's the case, tomorrow we'll be in business. And right now, what's looking like the best potential is that island behind me. We're just going to walk across that bank and then cross right there. You see the river there, and then you see this mound of dirt. That's dirt that's been pushed up when the river's that high, and this mound is about 1 foot higher. So this river, when it's really in deep melt, can be at least 3 feet higher. This is one of my favorite places in all of the national parks, right here. And we're heading up that way, and then we're gonna float the river down. Not this, this is Terrace Creek. All right, another fantastic day. Nighttime routine's pretty straightforward. Everything's put away under the awning, and you know, if it rains, everything will be dry. I'm just gonna slip into my fleece pants, take off this jacket, change t-shirts, go to bed. And tomorrow we have a big day ahead of us. You know, we're facing 12 or so kilometers of hiking, and then a long, hopefully fun rafting trip. And we'll see how the day goes. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Cheers.
Well, it definitely rained in the night around midnight, and later I can see droplets, but I'm really curious to see what that did to the river. I never sleep in this late. Wow. I don't know how long Evan's been up.
Yeah, I gotta document this. This is so cool. So we're at there's an old trapper's cabin here, and in the trapper's cabin there's a saw. So I borrowed the saw last night. So this morning I went to put the saw back in. Gotta be careful, there's a nail there. So I walk back in here. Come on in, Evan. And so the saw is in there in a dry bag. So while I was hanging the bag, something behind me made a crazy noise. So I turned around, and before I could see it, hidden behind here was something. And it ran past me behind me, and it's fairly large, but then it took off in flight. So it was a grouse. Now check this out, Evan.
Oh, wow.
That wasn't there last night. Those eggs are fresh because I looked behind here last night. Those are grouse eggs. What were you gonna say?
I actually thought when you screamed like that, you stepped on the nail out front
Oh
here.
yeah, that would have been nasty. No, in fact, last night when I got the saw, I looked behind that and I saw a few feathers, but I mistakenly thought that it was an old nest that somebody had already abandoned. But no, Mama Grouse was actually
Brand new.
brand new. That's amazing.
It's definitely lower.
I'm just walking along the river right now, trying to figure out where we're gonna cross it. It's not very wide, like it's only 30 meters, you know, no, not 30 meters, sorry. It's 30 feet, 40 feet wide, but it's higher than thigh deep and it's running fast. And the problem with that is it just pushes on you so hard. It's slightly wider there, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, the pucker factor on that one was at 9 out of 10. My shirt is soaked. You see the back of my pants are dry. My underwear is wet, but the water came up to here. And at one point, I made a step and then immediately got to the knee. And then I was pushing upwards against the current, and then all of a sudden it dropped to right there. But the shore was only about 4 feet. So all I had to do was just motor through it. Evan did the same thing. Woo! What'd you think of that?
That was pretty gnarly. Once you started going, we were all committed.
Yeah.
And, when I saw the water come up to your waist, I was like, I'm not leaving your side because I felt you were going.
I felt I was going. I thought, yeah.
But once you take that first step, you go.
Yeah.
Don't push upstream and go. Whew! Oh, Canada! It's
Possible to, it used to be a terrible bushwhack, it's possible to follow Terrace Creek up to, I think it's called the Castaway. Yeah, very nice trail here. Somebody very ambitiously cut a trail here, cut all the deadfall. Wow. Look at behind me. That canyon is narrow. Wow. Whoever did this trail, blazed this trail, knew exactly what they were doing. Thank you, whoever did this. When you hear about major deadfall, that's what they mean. Like when they, you know, for instance, the South Boundary Trail from used to start at Jock Lake. So from Jock Lake to Rocky Forks is impassable because there was a fire that went there, and then a decade later all the trees died like this and fell, and so the trail gets quickly overgrown. But otherwise even now we're tired. You exhaust yourself going over logs like this. So when they say it's impassable or not worth the effort, they usually mean it. I can't even see down there. Wow. I'm not a little bit nervous, I'm a frick of a lot nervous. I don't like this, man. It's not my environment.
That's nuts, man. Bananas, as I would
No,
say.
this is a banana split with
Banana split, definitely.
this is not just bananas. This is a banana split with some chocolate syrup and some bourbon and some nice black cherries crazy on it. There's the Alexandra River down there. So this canyon, the Terrace Creek goes all the way down there. There's a log there we can cross over. Yep. You can perfectly see the braiding here. So, you know, main channel, probably right down the middle. You can take the little one there, but you'll scrape bottom somewhere. I could tell last night when I was in camp that I was getting up from my seat frequently and just walking around and looking. I'm not scared of bears, but there's a new, last week, 5 days ago, I have a heightened awareness right now. Trail's gone. So this is bear shit. This is spring bear shit. So after hibernating all year, that's what's left. So when they come out in the spring and they have their first crap, it looks like that. There's zero nutrients in that. Yeah, up back towards the main. Why, you don't like trails, dude?
No.
There's a trail right there.
Bullshit.
Totally not fucking bullshit. There's the trail right there.
What's your motto?
I don't like getting my feet wet, no?
Off the beaten path.
The trail's like a yellow brick road. All these little yellow flowers keep kicking off this pollen on my boots.
This is us.
I thought we had a glacier view. You have to walk out a little bit. This is just like I left it. Yeah, so in random camping like this, proximity to water, 100 yards, nice flat spots around here, great field of vision.
Wonderful chef over here.
Wonderful chef. Some big bear decides to come visit us. We should see him in advance. camp on the other side.
Okay.
Here's your clean bottle.
Do it.
There's an old, seldom used, maybe even abandoned now, Warden's cabin about 1 kilometer away from here, so we're just gonna hike over there and go have a lunch there. Yeah, I just have no idea how those things work. Like, what is it? If somebody can explain to me what this thing is, we'd appreciate it. It says atmospheric environment, we get it. The things at the top work. What's the principle? Is it data that's, is there something that's stored in there? Like it stores water, indicates wind, and somebody comes and collects the data? Would it have transmitted information at one point? Anybody shed some light? Be happy. Castleguard cabin, Watchman Lake, Castleguard Meadows, Cinema Lake, 11 miles, park boundary, 12 miles. Castleguard River cabin.
No.
Yeah, don't put the wings on top of that.
No.
Wonder if any wardens ever had
Chicken wings?
sriracha chicken wings out here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Evan, holy shit, man. Wow.
Huh.
We're eating chicken wings with the most incredible view.
This is gorgeous.
Oh my god. It's $1 million view, which makes these $1 million wings.
Fact. Oh man. Glad we had these for lunch and not just a late night snack this time. We can appreciate them more.
And I appreciate them at the midnight snack.
Yeah, I don't think any wardens would have had wings.
No, but I guarantee you they've had. No, you know what? They've had roasts here. They've had.
Oh, they've had some delicious meals for sure. I'll show you inside the cabin. It's pretty nice. We haven't got the door unlocked, but we can see in the windows. Any wardens out there who want me to come along and cook in one of these cabins, please get a hold of me. I would love to.
Now apparently.
Also like and subscribe my channel though. Don't just get a hold of me and make me cook for you.
True. Apparently this area is scheduled for a controlled burn in the next year or so. It was supposed to be last year. I don't know why they want to do a controlled burn here. I don't see enough pine beetle infested trees to justify it.
Well, is that why they do the control burns?
One of the reasons.
Prevent spread? Some animals can have a fucking delicious snack later.
Woo! I think his name is Boo Boo.
Boo boo.
No shortage of evidence of bears on the trail.
No. Lots.
Now I had an incident yesterday when that pepper spray went off on my belt, Evan says the pepper in here, the trick when you're eating hot wings or something is to drink milk because water doesn't flush it out, and in fact it just spreads it around, whereas milk has some properties. It's an oil and
Fat based. Yeah.
anyways, if I had milk I would have sprayed it all over my belt, because the belt of my pack is soaking through my pants, and this afternoon my whole butt cheek on the left, on the right, and my whole thigh down to my knee was burning. And not a good burning sensation, not like these wings.
Oh, these are good.
Mm-hmm.
The honey's nice in it. Sweetens it up a bit.
Yeah, you only had 2 packs of honey. 1 more pack would have been.
One would have done it.
Yeah.
Well, who got me the honey yesterday?
We stole it.
No, we
didn't
paid
steal-
for our coffee. We
paid
could
for
have
the
put it in our coffee.
Exactly.
You want that last
That's
one?
yours.
Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.
You realize some of you people, and I appreciate this, some of you people watch us do things like cross rivers, put our boots on. You watch us do pretty boring things,
Yep.
but that's what it's all about. Hiking is just a whole series of events.
That lead to moments like this.
Exactly. I was trying to figure out where I was going with this one. I was like, I had a deep thought, but sometimes my deep thoughts out here like completely disappear, because you just go, wow,
You're like,
I'm insignificant. I'm 52 years old. These mountains are 400 million years old, so I'm an insignificant event in the life of these mountains. And my thoughts, nobody will remember me 1,000 years from now, but these mountains will still be here. Won't be the last time I see this cabin. We're gonna make this an annual trip. This is my 2nd year now, his 1st year. This is an annual event. We're gonna add guys over time. It'll be boys weekend, hike up to the headwaters and float the Alexandra home. That's a fantastic weekend. Just enough drizzle all day, little drizzle, which is way better than downpour. This is the trail, very, 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 very faint, but this trail, eventually you got to cross the creek and go up and look at the Alexandra Glacier, and there's a lake. What'd you say the lake was called over there?
The higher one's Cinema, and the lower one is...
No, that's Watchman and Cinema over there. This one is, you said Thompson passes that way.
Thompson passes that way, and Cinema's right below it. It's not coming up with a name.
No. So, that's the Alexandra, and it's deceiving, but the bigger one is Castleguard. And so, whoever named the river would have named the Alexandra first, and then as they walked up and ventured up here and explored and discovered that something else dumped in, then the second one that dumps in has a different name. So even though the Castleguard looks bigger, I think this should be called the Castleguard River with the Alexandra as a small tributary, but it's the other way around. The Castleguard is a tributary of the Alexandra, which is a tributary of the North Saskatchewan. And if you want to go visit the Alexandra Glacier, you need to cross here, which ain't happening. Not today. The opportunities to explore are endless. Endless. And you know, this COVID-19 pandemic, I follow a lot of you know, hiking sites on social media, and right now with restrictions between travel between provinces and countries and whatnot, here in this part of the world, a lot of people are upset that they can't go to Glacier Lake. And sure, or not Glacier Lake, Berg Lake. And yes, Berg Lake is beautiful, and it's on everybody's bucket list. But if you've been to Berg Lake, what's your obsession with going back there? Forget about it. You think Berg Lake is the only gorgeous lake in the Rockies? I got news for you. There's a lake over there that is, you can have it to yourself instead of going to Berg Lake with 150 other souls. If I go on the internet, Evan, I can find 4 million pictures that are identical. I can find 4 million pictures of people standing in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Right.
4 million people go to the Eiffel Tower. 4 million people have gone to the Grand Canyon and stood in front of it at the same spot and taken their picture.
Yep.
This is the only picture of us two, of anybody. You won't find another picture. If you Google standing at the confluence of the Alexandra and the Castleguard looking at Alexandra Glacier, you won't find another picture. So that's what I'm chasing. I'm not chasing the picture that everybody else wants. I'm chasing the picture that nobody else has. Rare. Rare. Just like my steak. There's a proper fire pit. That's not natural, that's man-made. Sleeping or life jacket, backpack, bear spray, raincoat, sleeping bag, puffy jacket, clothes bag, mattress, raft. We packed a lot of weight. Evan brought corn and these ribs. Last night I packed, I carried out the steak and a few other things. It's a 3-day trip. Like, we're not gonna eat shitty food. Tomorrow's gonna be an epic day. I'm actually dying to try. Look at this, folks. Look at this. Look at this. Nice pasta, amazing ribs, corn on the cob. I've never had corn on the cob cooked over a fire. I've always had it boiled, you know. This was my doing. How am I gonna eat the branches? Oh. Wow. So different. It's not all waterlogged. Mind you, people have been eating corn on the cob roasted over a fire longer than they have boiling in water, I imagine. Wow. The forecast in Calgary this week, was for some severe rain, a lot of it. So Evan prepared a feast of comfort food. We thought in all honesty we were going to sitting in the rain and or under an awning. So after a day of walking on the trail and potentially showing up in camp at the end of an evening like this, soaking wet, you know, comfort food was super important. So I'm a carnivore. Pretty sure Evan's a carnivore. So this was a meat fest this weekend. You know, we had steak, chicken wings, and now these absolutely amazing ribs. Oh my God, comfort food.
Yeah. That's the whole point. To bed nice and early tonight, wake up and raft all day tomorrow. Sounds like a perfect weekend to me.
And tomorrow, not that we don't care, but if we wake up and it's a miserable day and it's raining, we're getting on the water anyways, and we're just going to put on rain pants, rain jacket, pack everything in our bags, and go rafting down the river. We have a 5-hour raft ride tomorrow. And the routine in the morning tomorrow is a little different. I mean, if my tent's wet tomorrow morning,
I'm gonna stop it.
that's just, I don't care. We have to take some precautions. We have to be smart about it. I mean, it's easy to get cold.
Pack smart, dress smart.
Mm-hmm.
Dress for the swim, not for the boat. You never know what'll happen.
Yeah, and the other rule is you have to watch the, they call it like the 20-degree rule. The temperature of the water and the temperature outside have to be 20 degrees or above. If it's 20 degrees or below, it's not problematic. You just adjust. But so 20 degrees Celsius or above. Well, unfortunately, the river here is glacial fed. So even on the best of days, this river will be
0 degrees.
0 degrees or slightly above zero. So as a starting point, we're at zero. So to get 20, to be safe, we need a 20-degree Celsius day. I think the forecast, if it's like today, we get 22, 23, we have a nice comfortable day on the river. Yeah. But if we wake up tomorrow and it's cold and it's 10 degrees Celsius, we have to be very smart about what we do, because hypothermia can set in very quickly. Because we're sitting on plastic rafts, basically, right on the bottom, right on the water. Our butts are in the water. Not in the water, but
they're on the water.
There's a thin sheet of plastic between us and the water. I almost feel like a kid before Christmas right now. I feel like going to bed. I'm not. It's only 8:30, but the reason I feel like going to bed is so I can wake up tomorrow morning and not open my presents, but I want to wake up tomorrow morning and go float that river. Like, I don't want to be awesome. I don't want to stay up late. I just want to go to bed so I can start tomorrow. But what's the expression? Never wish a day away, or what do they say? Never
wish a day away.
Like,
live today, not tomorrow.
You know how some people say, I can't wait until Sunday because of something? It's like, well, if it's Wednesday and you can't wait on Sunday, don't neglect the days. Don't wait Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Don't blow them off just because you're waiting for Sunday. There's still something great those 3 other days. So yes, I'm anxious. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, but I'm not gonna wish it away today. I'm going to enjoy this fire with this man right now. We're having a great conversation. Last quick panorama, just show you where I am tonight.